Hey there, friends. Have you ever found yourself looking back and wondering how the years flew by so fast, or maybe hoping there's a way to stretch out the ones still ahead? I know I've had those moments, sitting on my porch with a cup of coffee, thinking about how I want to keep enjoying life for as long as I can. After 60, it's natural to start asking what we can do to stick around a little longer, not just to add years, but to make them good ones, full of energy and joy. That's why I'm so excited to sit down with you today and talk about 5 simple habits that can help us live longer, healthier lives. These aren't big, complicated changes, just little things that fit right into our days and give us a shot at more sunsets with the people we love. I've picked up a few tricks over the years, talking to friends, watching what works, and trying things out myself. What I've found is that it's not about chasing some magic potion or turning your whole routine upside down. It's about small, steady steps that add up. So, we're going to walk through 5 habits together, ones you can start today, that science and good sense say can help us keep going strong. They're practical, they're doable, and they're all about taking care of ourselves in a way that feels good. Ready to dive in? Let's start with the first one. One habit that's made a big difference for me, and I hear this from so many folks, is keeping your body moving, even just a little every day. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting weights like we're 20 again, those days are behind most of us, and that's okay. But a little motion, like a walk around the block or stretching in the living room, can do wonders. I used to think I had to push hard to stay fit, but I'd end up stiff and sore instead. Then I started taking my dog, Max, for a slow stroll each morning, just 15 minutes, and I noticed I felt lighter, my joints didn't creak as much, and I slept better too. My friend Betty, who's 68 and still tends her roses, swears by her daily garden shuffle. She says it keeps her heart ticking and her spirits up. Why does this matter? Moving keeps your blood flowing, your muscles awake, and your heart happy, things that help you stick around longer. It's like oiling a rusty hinge, it doesn't take much to keep it swinging smooth. You don't need a gym or fancy gear, just a pair of comfy shoes or a spot to stretch while you watch the news. I've started adding a few arm circles and leg lifts while my tea brews, and it's amazing how something so small can make you feel alive. Give it a try tomorrow, walk to the mailbox or sway to a song you love, and see how it perks you up. Now, while we're talking about feeling good, let's move on to something we all enjoy, eating. But here's the twist. Filling your plate with colorful fruits and veggies can be a secret weapon for a longer life. I used to lean on meat and potatoes, comfort food from way back, but I'd feel heavy after, like my energy got stuck. Then I started tossing in more greens, berries, and carrots, and it's like my body said, "Oh, this is what I've been waiting for." My neighbor Joe, who's 71 and still fixes his old truck, told me he swapped out some of his fried snacks for an apple or a handful of spinach, and he feels clearer in the head and steadier on his feet. These foods are packed with stuff, vitamins, antioxidants, you name it, that fight off the wear and tear of time. They help your heart, your brain, even your eyes, keeping you in the game. You don't have to go all in, just add a little more color each day. I've been slicing an orange with breakfast or throwing some broccoli in with dinner, and it's become a treat instead of a chore. Try it yourself, grab a tomato or some blueberries next time you're at the store, and let them work their magic. These 2 habits, moving a bit and eating brighter, are like a 1-2 punch for living longer, and they're so easy to weave into your life. They've got me feeling like I'm giving myself a little edge, and I bet they'll do the same for you. Now that we've got these rolling, let's shift gears and talk about something else that can keep us going strong. So, we've been chatting about how a little movement and some colorful food can give us a leg up on living longer, 2 habits that feel good and don't ask too much of us. It's amazing how these small things can stack up, isn't it? Just a short walk or a handful of berries can set the tone for a healthier, longer life after 60. Now, let's keep the momentum going and talk about another habit that's just as simple but packs a big punch, staying connected with the people who matter to you. I've found that a good laugh with a friend or a chat with family can lift my spirits like nothing else, and it turns out, it's doing more than just making me smile, it's helping me stick around. You know how it feels when you're sitting with someone you love, swapping stories over a cup of tea, or even just hearing their voice on the phone? That warmth isn't just in your heart, it's good for your whole body. I used to let days slip by without reaching out, thinking I'd get to it later, but I'd feel a little lonelier than I wanted to admit. Then I started making it a point to call my daughter every Sunday or meet my old pal George for coffee once a week. It's not fancy, just a few minutes here and there, but I feel lighter, like I've got a spring in my step. My friend Helen, who's 69 and still knits blankets for her grandkids, says her weekly card games with the neighbors keep her going. She swears she's sharper and happier for it. Why does this help us live longer? It's all about that sense of belonging, keeping stress down and your mood up. When you're connected, your body doesn't carry as much tension, and that's a gift to your heart and mind. You don't need a big crowd, sometimes one good conversation is enough. I've started leaving little notes for my grandson or texting a friend to say hi, and it's like a spark that keeps me buzzing. Try it yourself, pick up the phone or wave to a neighbor tomorrow. It's a small thing, but it's like planting a seed for more good days ahead. Now, while we're on the topic of feeling good inside, let's shift to something we all need but don't always get enough of: sleep. I used to think I could get by on a few hours, burning the midnight oil watching old movies or fussing over something in the house. But I'd wake up foggy, dragging through the day, and it'd take 2 cups of coffee just to feel human. Then I started aiming for a solid 7 or 8 hours, nothing strict, just a little more shut-eye, and it's like I unlocked a secret. My friend Sam, who's 66 and still fishes every weekend, told me he used to skimp on sleep too, but once he made it a priority, he had more zip for his early mornings by the lake. Sleep's like a reset button for your whole system. Your heart rests, your brain sorts things out, and your body patches itself up. Skimp on it, and you're running on fumes, which wears you down over time. After 60, it's even more important to give yourself that recharge. I've been winding down with a book instead of the TV, and I keep my room cool and quiet. It's not perfect every night, but it's made a difference. You can ease into it too, maybe turn off the lights a bit earlier or skip that late snack. It's like telling your body, hey, I've got you covered, and it pays you back with more good years. These habits, staying close to folks and catching those Z's, are like the glue that holds the others together. Moving keeps you spry, eating well fuels you up, and now connecting and sleeping keep you steady and strong. They're not hard to weave into your day, and they build on each other in the best way. Now that we've got these in our pocket, let's move on to one more habit that can round this all out and keep us thriving. Alright, so we've been having a good chat about these habits that can help us live longer, moving a little every day, eating those bright fruits and veggies, staying connected with the people we care about, and getting some decent sleep. It's like putting together a little toolkit for a longer, happier life after 60, isn't it? Each one builds on the last, making us feel stronger and more alive without turning everything upside down. Now, let's round it out with one more habit that's been a game changer for me and so many folks I know: keeping your mind curious and engaged. I've found that giving my brain something to chew on keeps me sharp and adds a spark to my days, and it turns out, it's one more way to stick around for the long haul. You know that feeling when you figure out a tricky crossword clue or get lost in a good story? It's like a little victory, and it does more than just pass the time. I used to let my mind idle, watching the same reruns or scrolling through the news, but I'd feel stuck, like I was just going through the motions. Then I started picking up puzzles or flipping through a book I'd been meaning to read, and it's like my whole outlook perked up. My friend Margaret, who's 70 and still volunteers at the library, told me she started learning Italian online, just for fun, and she says it keeps her mind buzzing and her spirits high. She's even planning a trip to Rome someday, and I wouldn't put it past her. Keeping your mind active isn't about being a genius or going back to school, it's about staying curious in a way that feels good. It helps your brain build new connections, which keeps it strong as we get older, and it cuts down on stress too. A happy mind means a happier body, and that's a recipe for more years to enjoy. I've been dabbling with a sketch pad lately, nothing fancy, just doodling flowers, and it's amazing how it lifts me up. You can try something small too, maybe a word game, a new recipe, or even asking a grandkid to teach you something they love. It's like a little adventure that keeps you young at heart. Now, as we pull all this together, think about how these habits weave into your life. Moving keeps your body going, good food fuels it, connecting with folks lifts your soul, sleep recharges you, and a curious mind keeps you sharp. They're not big leaps, just gentle nudges that add up to something pretty special. I've seen it in myself, those morning walks with Max, a plate of veggies, a chat with my daughter, a solid night's rest, and a puzzle to wrestle with, and I feel like I'm giving myself a shot at more good days. It's not about chasing perfection, it's about enjoying the ride and stacking the deck in our favor. What's so great is how doable this all is. We're not talking about climbing mountains or living on kale alone. It's the stuff that fits right into our days, making them richer and fuller. I've heard from folks like Joe, who's munching apples now, and Helen, who's laughing at card games, and they're proof it works. You can start anywhere, maybe a short walk tomorrow or a call to a friend, and let it grow from there. It's like planting a garden, a little care today blooms into something beautiful down the road. So, I'd love to know, what keeps you going? Do you have a habit that makes your days better, or one of these you're excited to try? Drop it in the comments below. I'm always up for a good idea, and I bet others are too. If this chat's given you a little lift, give the video a like, it means a lot, and hit that subscribe button if you want more talks like this. Here's to living longer, feeling great, and making every moment count, no matter how many years we've got under our belts. Take care, friends, and I'll see you soon.